This is a 1990 Mercedes-Benz 420 SEL, and here's the tags. Stuttgart, Germany, 390, and this happens to be a 126 body style. Well, the problem with this car is that it makes a horrible noise when driving it, and it's coming from the back by the rear end. So let's take a look. So we're under the car. I have a jack stand holding up one side, and I'm looking at, okay, here we go. Here's the boot on the axle, and here's my problem right here. The boot just broke. You can see the boot right here, and there's the metal clip that holds the other part back on. See, here's the clip over here on this side. So, well, it looks like this has to come off. But the good thing is, at least the axle is bolted to a flange on the outside of the rear end, instead of having it go through and you have to take the cover off and take the clips off and everything else. And here's the other side. So what I did to make it a little easier, I just took my little knife and I just started slicing this boot so I could get it off. Well, there it is. Now I have access to all these bolts that make it a little easier. Now, using a number 10 Allen, I was able to break all these loose, each one of these. So I did the lower part here, and then I went and I put it in neutral and was able to move it, and then I put it back in park, broke all these loose. So now I know these will come off easy. So now let's go take the other part of the axle off over on this side. Okay, the next thing, there's a number 13. So I'll take this off. Alright. So that comes with a spacer. Now we have to take the calipers off. Okay, the next step here is I want to take those bolts off that hold the axle to the differential. We broke them all loose. Okay, let's use the tiniest ratchet I got. Now I'll just leave that in there so it doesn't fall. Okay, now it just, as you can see it. Okay, so you can just see it come right out. So nice and easy. Okay, here's the back side of the caliper. Here's one bolt, and here's the other one. These are both, well, these are number 13. Okay, that one broke loose. Let's do the bottom one. Alright, set this down. Okay, so now that I broke that loose, I can do this by hand. Same thing with this one. Okay. And here it comes. Okay, so okay, here's my caliper. What I'm going to do is spread these just a touch. That one. I'm going to put this piece of wood in here because I know I'm going to step on this brake, and I don't want the pads to come out and make a mess. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I just put a little string here because I don't want it just to dangle from on the hose, so anywhere is fine. Okay, lawnmower guys here. Alright, let's see. Take this Allen wrench. Oh, look at that, how nice it comes off. Got lucky. Alright, there we go. The axle came out partially. Okay, so what I did is I just put a screwdriver in here and just lightly tapped on it because it seems like the splines are probably a little rusted and just need a little help coming out. So, okay, so you see the axle came out. Oh, here. See, they go right here. Those splines go right here. And you can see this is where I was tapping it. So here's the axle, here's the splines that came off the wheel. Here's the boot here that we just cut off so we could just make it easier because we have to take this off. Well, here's the axle. I got it off the car. I did cut the boot off. So now I got to get this end piece off. Ooh. Okay, so now I got the end piece off. Let's see right here. This came right here. Okay, I got some paper towels because this is going to be a mess. Alright, so if you can see here, I don't know if you can or not, there's a little C-clip that goes all the way around that holds that on. So let's see if we can get that off. Of course, I don't have my tool. I gave it to somebody and they never gave it back. Okay, I know this is not the right tool, but Okay, now it's starting to come up. Now, just want to grab that thing before it takes off. Okay, there it is. Okay, here's the part. See, now, so can you see that? Oh yeah, this whole thing just lifts right out. Look at that. There it is. I'm going to clean this off a little bit. Okay, to get this clip off, I thought the camera was running, but it wasn't. What I did was just pry it off up here, past that little notch, and then I was able to remove the whole thing, just like that. Okay, so I'll just cut the rest of this boot off. There, just comes right off, just like that. Okay, so let me put this on the side. Here's the other part. So let's get this clip off. This is basically the same type of deal. Okay, so once again, okay, there's the clip, just by prying it out that. Here it comes. And here comes the other part of the boot. Okay, so here's one of the clips. This is for the small side of the boot. When I bought the boot, it only came with the boot, no clips, no nothing. So I'm just going to use the old ones. So I have a special tool to squeeze this together, but what I need to do is just squeeze that out a little bit. So again, I don't think this is the recommended way, but this is the way I'm doing it. Alright, so we widened it quite a bit here, and if it doesn't fit, we'll work on it a little later on, but that's the concept. Okay, the next step is we have to get this ring in this boot because it fits right over here. So I just steal a little grease. Let's put it inside this boot a little bit here, just to make it slide a little easier. And let's see if we can just see this thing. Okay. Let's see if we can just push that right in there, just like that. It's in there. The ring is right, but you can't see it. It's right in here. It's basically right here. Okay, let me get my axle back over here. Alright. Now we got to put the boot on. So I have the clip, but it's not a problem. So the boot will fit right over. Let me just put some grease on it. Make it a little easier. and I want to put it past that point. There we go. Alright, so the ring is in here, the boot is to the right part. Okay, well, I hope you can see this with all this garbage I got hanging out over here. So you got the boot on, it's on the right place. Okay, so just for a trial, we've got the splines here, Let's just see what happens. Oh, then just slide the boot on. Oh my god. Jeez. That's too easy. There's something wrong. Okay, well anyway. I want to pull this off because I want to put some grease in here. Notice it's got a series of ball bearings in here. I'm just going to put grease in here. Put some all the way in there. Work it all around. Don't really have to put too much because I didn't take any of it out, but I just want to put some more in there anyway. Okay, so after we put grease all in here, all here, this is where this goes to the boot. Just slides right down in there, really nice. Okay. Okay, so in order to keep this locked in position, we need to put our little ring on again. So our little snap ring goes right in here. Once again, if you have the right tools, it's a piece of cake. Don't let your friends borrow your tools unless you write it down, because you won't remember who has it. There it is. All in there. Okay, so this will hold this on. That takes care of that. Now, let's put the cover on there. Here's the cover. It goes, just taps right on there. But, okay, so what I want to do, still there with me? Yep. Got tapped that on there, but I'm going to put these bolts right here. Now that'll hold it right in the perfect position where it's got to go. That way I don't put this cover on and it'll be off just a touch. Okay, that's on. Now see, that moves back and forth. Cover's on. Now we just have to put these clips on. Boots on, boots on. Alright. So this goes underneath and get it to catch on that tab, and then we'll squeeze this together. Try it again. Okay, so we just got that. So we're able to put the clip around and hook it on. So the next step to tighten this, here's a special tool. What happens is that it's got these two edges here and it clamps on both sides. So you just grab that and squeeze it, and see, now it's nice and tight. So, but you really need these special tools. Now let's do the next one. Same type of deal. It's got that little tab. So bend that over so it catches. Then we'll take this special tool, grab on, and squeeze it. Okay, so here's how it looks. It's squeezed over here. Now this one, put it over the notch, bend that over, take these and squeeze that together, and that puts the boot on really tight. Before we put this axle in, it's got splines over here. I'm just going to put some grease on this so if it does get moisture, it won't rust. And those splines line up. I don't know if you can see it. There's splines right in here. So, and that's where the axle goes. It bolts to the differential or end, whatever you want to call it, and it comes right through here into here. Okay, so here's our axle. Alright, this part is going to go right here. Bolts right to the differential. Okay, the other part, the splines will go right in here. So the concept is to stuff it in here, then bolt it up to the differential. Okay, the hard thing is just get one of these started. Once you get one started, it's pretty easy. Okay, I'm going to rotate this. I torque, just tighten this one down, one over here. Okay, so it's in a star pattern as much as I can. Here's what it looks like when it's installed. It's bolted here. Here's our repaired boot. Here's one of the clamps that we put on. And then if you look on this side, this is where it goes into the wheel. It had those splines over here. So that's the whole thing underneath. And the last thing is one little bolt that we need to lock the axle into the wheel here. So we have to push the axle closer so it catches. And once it does, we're all set. Okay, so that takes care of that. See, it's all locked in, it all moves. It's all put together. Okay, next thing we'll put our rotor back on. I guess we really didn't need to take this off, but we did anyway. Has a little Allen wrench. Just put that right back on there. See, it got rusty already just by sitting out overnight. That's okay. First time you touch the brakes. Okay, so I tied this off, and I also put a stick here so that I needed to press on the brake to change the gear so I could get the rear end to rotate. So now you take that stick out. And put the calipers. Put those back on. And that is one bolt here and one bolt here. So we'll just tighten these up. Okay, the calipers I bolted on. They are number 19. 2 bolts from the back. Alright, so now we can put the tire on and the job is done. And now we're down to the final step. Just got to put the wheel on. What I normally do is just take a little bit, just a little oil, and put on every one of these bolts, just to make it a little easier for me to take off next time. Just go in a star pattern. Now I'm going to let the car down and I'll really tighten it up. Okay, that takes care of it. Now the only thing I gotta do is clean the driveway.